Hi, friends. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Katie, and welcome to Okay, But Did You Know? A podcast where we talk about the TV and media that we love with a friend who's never seen it before.
Today we're recapping and chatting about Once Upon a Time, episode 503, Siege Perilous. This episode aired on October 11th, 2015. It was written by Jane Espenson and was directed by Ralph Hamaker. Now, before we get into our recapping and chatting, let's go over a synopsis for Siege Perilous. In Camelot. While looking for a way to free Merlin, Regina discovers a magical item that can help them communicate with him through the spell that has him trapped. It's only half a day's ride, so David and Arthur venture forth to find the Crimson Crown. But while retrieving it, David falls into the bog by the phantom knights that protect it, losing the toadstool when Arthur is able to pull him up. Impressed by his bravery, Arthur knights David as a Knight of the Round Table and offers him the chair reserved for the most honorable of knights. But all is not as it seems when Lancelot reappears and tells Snow that another villain lays in Camelot, Arthur himself. And in Storybrooke, Emma is still looking for a way to free Excalibur, and the rest of our heroes are looking for a way to free Emma. David helps Arthur retrieve the items that were stolen from the reliquary by his squire, Griff, and in doing so, finds the Crimson Crown toadstool that might be able to help them communicate with Merlin now when they couldn't before. Arthur has their trust, and sacrifices his squire so that he can continue with his true plan to create a new Camelot in Storybrooke. Emma lures Hook to his ship to talk, and see if he still trusts her. But in their final confrontation, she takes something from him. The cutlass that Killian used to threaten Rumple all those centuries ago, that she can now use to wake him up and continue with her plan. He is a blank slate, and she will turn him into the purest hero of all so that he can free Excalibur from its stone.
Yeah.
That was an adventure.
That's what you can call it.
I mean, this is certainly an episode. I'll give it that.
I think this is the least amount of notes I have ever written for a Once Upon a Time episode.
Believe that. I kind of forced myself to have things to talk about with this one, I'll be quite honest.
I have opinions.
Yeah, no, I absolutely have opinions.
But respectfully, I hate David episodes.
Same.
I was so bored.
David episodes tend, like this one, I mean, to be fair, you liked 402. You liked Whiteout, which isn't not entirely a David episode, but that was a case of you gave it a much higher score than I did because I was like, nothing happens in this episode, it's pure filler. And yet David episodes, I think because the show is so focused on the women for the most part, that when we have episodes that focus on the men, they just fall flat. Even when this was written by Jane Espenson, so it has some very Espensonian moments. But still.
Oh, yeah, because I loved the line. I did like Arthur's line as I heard someone say a woman is right. It's always a safe assumption, isn't it, David? And I'm just like, all right, we're starting off with that. But then you just get the loveliness of, we've been violated. I was like, thank you, Leroy, for saving this. There's nothing better than Leroy just screaming, we've been violated.
I mean, he is and continues to be the town crier. That's his main function.
And like, of course, they go into the magic bean. So my brain's immediately going, great, just great. We have another simple portal, which obviously at that time was what my brain was at. That's not where we
actually didn't.
Exactly. I did really enjoy seeing Regina not holding back with Zelena.
Mm-hmm. I love
that was really wonderful. I'm just like, yes, get her. Because like, I love Zelena. I love her. She is evil.
Oh, there you are, my lovely voice. It's so light and feminine.
I love her.
She doesn't. There's something very special though when after, because the thing I always say about Zelena is she continues to martyr herself continuously, and like Regina, the line Regina says is, "You can't keep painting yourself as the victim. It's absurd." And then Zelena immediately goes into, "You can say everything is fair all you want, but all I can tell you is that all I see here is one sister who still has all the toys and be quiet and listen for once in your life." Like there's something just very special about that interaction, but especially the ways Regina says, "Be quiet and listen for once in your life," because she's just done.
She's done. Well, because Zelena does continue to paint herself. I mean, it's because she's envious, but she continues to paint herself as the victim because she's constantly like, why don't I have all of this? Why don't I have all of this? But in reality, like Regina didn't even have all of that because of herself. She had it because of Cora. So Zelena's mad at the wrong person.
Which is par for the course with that family.
Exactly. But I think the actual best part of the whole episode for me is just Robin and Hook, because when they
Their
It's a picture
from Up Inside, Zelena.
Whoa, mate. Like, immediately, Hulk is like, wait a minute.
That's the Espensonian writing I was talking about.
That's the best part of the whole episode, but which is really, really sad because that is only a few minutes of the
their
whole.
bromance is adorable.
It's like two interactions
Mm-hmm.
in the entire episode, and I just love that he's hanging out in Granny's like all day.
He's got nothing else to do, really, because, Regina's, like, locked up in her vault looking through the books and everything. Obviously, he's not doing anything for Zelena.
Yeah.
And Roland, I'm
The kids
gonna
are at
assume
school.
the kids are at school, or Roland's with the merry men, so he's all taken care of. And yeah, Robin spends the entire day at the counter and then at a table and
Go to
all
the
that fun stuff.
library, man.
Last time he did that, he broke into the library
Yeah, true.
and stole things.
I even had a moment like, okay, now we're talking, like, when the fighting, the phantom armor and all that. Because, like, by that point, nothing had really happened. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing of context, nothing that I really cared for other than, like, these small interactions that were not the basis of the entire episode. Like, the main part of the episode, the main storyline, I was like, this is boring as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Arthur. Like, I like Arthurian. I love all of that. And I'm sitting here like, well, this sucks. I even had a moment, I said, I wish I had more notes on this episode, but I'm honestly bored. And there's 12 minutes left as I type this. 12 minutes.
It'll do that to you.
And, like, I just did not enjoy the storyline with David because it just shows his pride.
Yeah.
He's so prideful, and it's all just like, I'm saving the day. And I'm just like, I get the whole, like, Prince storyline, and he's Prince King, whatever, because of course, Arthur calls him Prince. But throughout all of it, I'm just sitting here just like, this is all stupid.
Yes.
David feels so enamored with the fact that he has to be the one to go do this. Anybody could have gone and done that. But David has to. It's like, it's the only reason, it's the only way he feels like he has a purpose, if he gets to go swing his sword.
I would agree. That's why he thinks, that's the only way. Yeah, that's the only way he does think he has a purpose. Because, like, very often, I mean, the thing I like a lot about David is he's man written by a woman coded, because more often than not he is written by a woman.
Yes.
In the Kristoff way of his love is not fragile, he's usually very okay with being the support so Snow can do what she needs to do. Which is why when they have these moments of him deciding he has to be the man and save the day and everything, it feels out of character.
It does.
And it's just like, it felt like you needed him, like, it's like almost saying, like, any man, no matter how good he is at the core, still feels like he has to be a guy's guy at the end of the day, and, like, that's not.
Yep.
But, like, I would like it better if it felt like he was ramping something up to impress Arthur for whatever reason, but that's not how it's portrayed.
It's not. It seems more to feed into his pride and ego than it does for actual purpose.
He has that line of, like, when they lose the toadstool, was like that he's still, like, his legend is just that he woke a sleeping princess. Like, he says, like, that's all he is. I'm like, did we forget about everything that went on this show?
Yeah.
You did a lot more than that, my dude.
A lot more.
So, but I this was one of my favorite notes just towards the end of the episode was, never trust a man willing to give you a title for doing nothing.
Yeah, because I had this moment that at first it was just like, why is David didn't do anything of merit to me entirely? No. Like, yes, he got the toadstool, he did this thing. He's doing shit like this all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, Siege Perilous for this? That makes zero fucking sense. And of course, 1,000%. Then it moves into, like, what is actually going on.
Yeah, so, Arthur's a sociopath.
Arthur's a sociopath. Because I even had a moment, I go, oh, so the episode gets interesting with 8 minutes left?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, that's not a good episode if I'm not actually interested in what the fuck is going on till the last 10 to 15 minutes of the actual episode.
Well, how do you feel, as someone who really does love Arthurian legend and knows a lot more about it than I do, how do you feel about that flip in this case of Arthur kind of being on the darker side? And, like,
I like it.
It's much better than the flip they do with Pan, but
it's much better than the flip they do with Pan, because you Pan you see as innocence and childlike.
Yeah.
And that's why the flip is so weird and so off to me, is because you don't see a flip in Pan in a lot of iterations of retellings with that, because his entire point is childlike innocence. The entire point of Peter Pan is to still be a child, is to still have that childlike wonder and to not grow up. So why the fuck would you flip that to make it malicious? It felt wrong. It felt dirty. This, on the other hand, we're talking court politics. We're talking the, a maniacal king, very possibly. Like, we're talking, like, and of course, then they go into a little bit of the story of, like, Lancelot and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, no, that checks out. Like, is actually part of the story of Lancelot and Guinevere.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I enjoyed that aspect. But having Lancelot come in and be the voice of reason, of, like, hey, no, he's actually, like, evil, was great. I actually really enjoyed that. I really do enjoy the fact that he's like, I'm going to take over. I'm like, all right, so we have because, like, yes, Emma's the villain, but she's not.
Exactly.
As always,
like,
the dark one is always there.
Honestly, like, the villain in this season is just our dark intentions.
Yeah. And so, like, I really did enjoy that. But at the same time, why did we have to go through this entire storyline with David to get to this? I felt like I needed more out of the actual story arc to show more of that with Arthur. Instead, we just get this little tidbit.
Yeah, I feel like once they crack open this vault, that Arthur is really like he's the villain on the behind the scenes of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do a better job of sprinkling that throughout other arcs versus having like this moment where like we feel like we should be able to trust him. We feel like we should be able to trust him the entire time until all of a sudden that switch flips. Because like the real foreshadowing there is never trust a man who gives you a title for doing nothing. When he's like willing to like knight him of the round table for losing the toadstool, so you at that point you can tell he's trying to get in David's good favor for some reason.
He's trying too
you just don't know what it is. He's trying way too hard.
Because fine, give him a seat at the knight's table. Give him a seat at the table.
Siege Perilous is a bit much.
Siege Perilous is way too much for that, and that should have been a huge red flag. But he was feeding David's ego, and David can't deal with that apparently.
No, if it makes you feel better, the flattery of that, it's not going to last very long.
Thank fuck, because it annoys the hell out of me.
Well, because also there's not enough time in this arc for anything to last very long. Like this is another half-season arc. So, like, I'll say this: for most of the things that get kind of resolved quickly, it's okay. Like this arc is a lot of little things piled on top of each other.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of layers that you don't see yet. I know what there are, but I'm
excited to see them, and like I really and like me, I am. We have to have a villain. We have to have a villain. Emma is not the villain.
Mm-hmm.
She's just the current dark one. Like,
exactly.
Because obviously they're going to figure out how to fix this. Like they have to.
Yes.
Other story arcs have been annoying. Like Pan, we always end up back at Pan because it just felt wrong.
He's our biggest like amalgamation of like when like because they do so much right on this show. That's the one time where you and I both agree they did something very, very incorrect. And it's not like we just disagree with it.
Structurally.
We've picked it apart structurally. It's missing what makes their other arcs so good.
Because it's not a proper villain.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know we have villains like Cruella who are just evil because they're evil. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. But that is a character that's already a villain within its own story.
Mm-hmm.
What a villain you really can't find a redeeming quality in. Like, how do you find a redeeming quality for killing puppies?
Well, I say it all the time. You cannot
say that all
give,
the time.
You cannot give. I only wish to have a coat made out of puppies a redeeming backstory. It doesn't work.
So making her serial killer-y is the right way to go. There's only really one way you can go with Cruella.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not even a nature versus nurture thing. For Cruella, it's nature. That is her nature. Nurture did nothing for her. In every iteration, there was no nurture. It was all nature. In every iteration you have seen of Cruella. Peter Pan, on the other hand, every iteration that we have seen, apart from this one, has been in some way. And I know there's stories out there like books. I haven't read them. So every iteration you and I have seen, I would say. This is the only time that we really get that storyline of like, oh, he's evil because he is.
There's not a whole lot to it. And I will say this. There is a little bit of context for Pan that we'll get in season 6.
Okay.
But I don't think it's enough to really justify everything else.
But making him, I mean, I know Rumple's father, selfish, all that still doesn't.
The only part that the thing in season 6 justifies is why he's so resentful towards Rumple. That's the only thing it justifies. Not the power hungriness.
Yeah, see, that's the part that doesn't make sense. The power hungriness. Like, find a new job, man.
Literally.
And then, of course, but then when you have, Regina, Cora, Queens of Darkness, Ingrid, all these other amazing, powerful, evil female characters, it just falls flat when we get the other ones. So I'm just really hoping I don't get disappointed with this. I have high hopes. I have high hopes for evil Arthur. I do. Because I feel like it can work because you can see corruption. He is a king. Like, it's there. There's already bones for it. So I'm excited for that.
You're gonna see.
I just think this episode sucked.
No, I'm with you there. You're gonna see more. I think it's next week. We're getting
so 2 weeks from now. No, that is next week. Wait, nope.
We're not taking off next week.
Not next week.
No,
I have a brain. We're taking the week off after that.
We're taking off the next 2 weeks after that. But we're working next week. But yeah, so yeah,
2 weeks?
Because I'm
oh yeah,
I'm gonna work the week after that.
We keep having to take breaks.
After this, I think we're done. At least for the year until we hit the holidays. Which honestly, I don't think we have to take off the holidays this year.
We don't. I think looking at the schedule, nothing's a Monday. So we should be fine through the holidays, and then hopefully for the first part of the year, and then we'll probably end up taking another break closer to when I start back at work.
I'm knocking on wood, just so you are.
Yes, please knock on all the wood. We're in the middle of hurricane season as we record this, and we know what happened last year, guys.
Don't put that in the universe. Don't do that.
No. You see, evil people are putting that into the universe by not taking care of the planet. So,
well, yeah, there's that.
I'm just trying to exist in it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Do you have any other notes for this episode?
No, that's literally it.
That's it.
I have nothing else. That's how bad it was.
It's
because usually I have a nice long list.
No, I know. Let's we went on a good tangent that brought us into like our, because I normally like to let your notes go at least until about the 15-minute mark. That's usually my goal. It's where I try to get to. So we went on a nice little tangent about Pan, so we're good. So I don't have too many fun facts. One of them is ridiculously pedantic, but I found it really entertaining, honestly.
Okay, but we are ridiculously pedantic.
That's just how we are. But for those who do not know, you know this. For Arthurian legend, the Siege Perilous is the vacant seat at the Round Table reserved for the knight who would one day be successful in the quest for the Holy Grail. The chair was fixed from stone by Merlin and is so strictly reserved that it is fatal to anyone else who sits in it. That's how that one works.
Yep.
So just being able to give it to David doesn't entirely work. And I was contemplating whether I wanted to talk about this on the podcast or not, but you can't link me to it, so it's fine.
Okay.
There's a fanfic on AO3 called The Siege Perilous. It is a very smutty fanfic. It's a Regina Ruby fanfic, weirdly enough. Because the premise of it was, so you have the Siege Perilous where it devours, is fatal to anyone who sits in it. But because it's in Storybrooke when there's no magic, the portal to hell doesn't work that well. So she can use it. It works. It does something, but not. What does it do? It tickles. I found that that's a very old fic. I found that fic probably like 10 or 12 years.
Fucking funny.
Actually, I can tell you exactly when I found that fic. Hang on.
That is hilarious.
Because that's like I think that's one of like the very first fanfics I saved on AO3. All right, let's see.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that fanfic is 11 years old, almost to the day. It's from August of 2014.
Which is so funny because, like, when I think tickling, I think someone's gonna get punched.
No,
I hate being tickled.
It's a very special kind of tickle.
Special kind of tickle.
It's a smutty fanfic.
Wow.
So yeah. So the herb that Regina's trying to find for a potion to free Merlin, the first one they call it Witchbane. During Middle Ages, Witchbane was a nickname for the rue herb. Why did I say that with the heart H? What's wrong with me?
Trying because to feel special.
Yeah, I guess. Because people, I've been doing a lot of stuff with British accents today.
That's why.
Because people carried them to ward off witches. In magic lore, the rue herb is often used in spells. I'm thinking about it hard now when I say it. Is often used in spells of protection against witchcraft and bad luck. It can be used for hex breaking and warding off the evil eye. It is a classic herb for protection magic and to increase one's psychic powers. It's also used in some love spells.
It is. I don't condone love spells, though.
No, I literally just watched a Rizzolian Isles episode where a witch, like in Salem, was killed, and I'm like, but the thing is, they're Boston Homicide in that show, and they're going back and forth to Salem as if it's next door. It's like a 40-minute drive. Massachusetts is small comparatively to other states, but like without traffic, I think it's 35 minutes.
That's interesting.
So Boston Homicide would have had no jurisdiction over a murder that happened in Salem.
But also,
I get it, but like,
I love that you keep telling me stuff I already know, though. You're like, oh, you already know this. Then you go into witchcraft and herbs. I already know that.
You do. This is for the listeners. They may not know these things. Like, every once in a while, the fun fact had to be for other people.
Fine.
Occasionally. So the scenes between Emma and Hook on the ship were originally supposed to happen on the deck. However, for budget reasons, their scenes had to be moved inside the ship because my guess is they couldn't actually get the actual ship.
Yeah.
Because in order to use the deck, or they couldn't, at least, because I know they have
a big
version.
Ship.
It's a big ship. I don't know if they've ever actually brought back the full ship because they built two like deck sets.
Yeah.
One that's inside on the green stage and one that's on a barge that they do use. My guess is maybe they couldn't get that in for budget reasons. That's possibly my guess. I have no idea. But either way, that's why it was outside. Now it's inside. The illustration for the magical toadstool says Vermiculus coronum, which is Latin for crimson crown.
Oh,
like when that's continuity. And I had never picked up on this. I thought this was hilarious. The sonogram of Zelena's baby is green.
What?
There's no reason why it should be green, but
why is it green?
When I watched it, I was like, oh, that is bright green.
I mean, the baby doesn't come out green.
No, baby comes out fine. She does call her a little sweet pea, which is adorable. I'm spoiling the fact she has a daughter. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
That doesn't bother me.
The gender of the baby doesn't really matter.
It's a child.
It's fine. She's going to have no name for the entire season.
Is it weird that I kind of want Zelena to still have the opportunity to be a mother, though?
No, it's not.
Even though she's evil?
Well, the thing is, she wants to be a mother, and like she may be misguided in her attempts, but logically, because
like it's a horrible what she did, but also
yes,
I'm a mother.
It's a bad situation. But Regina says, she's like, Zelena, you can't take the baby away from Robin. She's like, can you blame me? You're trying to take it from me. Like, logistically, yes, I think it makes sense that she is the mother. She's carrying the child. She wants to be a part of their life and protect them. And yeah, to her, that might mean running away.
But then she shouldn't have assaulted Robin.
Again, I don't think she planned on getting pregnant, but it's an after effect. That's why my thing is
she still shouldn't have assaulted him.
She still shouldn't have assaulted him, but still.
Like, this is such a nuanced conversation too.
No,
it's like, yes, she was a horrible person. She's super evil. We love her as a character.
We don't condone her actions.
We do not condone her actions. But
guts, I don't
agree. I don't agree with taking her baby from her.
No, it's a very nuanced situation. She still is
the mother. It's very nuanced. It's weird. Feels icky saying that at the same time, though.
It is. Like, it is. She is still
very nuanced.
She is still the baby's mother.
She is.
And like, her reasonings for keeping the baby are to have someone that loves her and only her. Maybe not the healthiest reason to have a child.
Not a healthy. She needs some therapy.
She definitely does.
And I don't see that getting provided to her anytime soon. And like, she doesn't need Archie either. She needs some.
She needs a real therapist, and she's not getting that. She's not getting that playing mute handmaiden.
Yeah, but she's really funny as a mute handmaiden.
It's just like,
because you can only imagine what's going on inside her head.
Well, inside her head, and then there's like, because this is the fact of, I think because of the emotions between Regina and Zelena feel so much more heightened this time around.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because this is the part, like, basically, like, over the hiatus, that's the part where, like, they went from, oh, we're like coworkers, they get on really well, to, oh no, you're my family. Their relationship got so much closer, so they feel much freer to play and to do these things, of being these big emotions, like, right in each other's faces, so we can have that moment of Zelena just going off on, like, I'm still seeing one sister with all the toys, and be quiet and listen for once in your life. Like, we can have that dynamic because the two of them trust each other so much more.
You know what's funny, though?
Tell me.
Now that Lana's doing another show, all I keep getting in my feed are thirst traps.
Do you keep saying the ones of her without a shirt on? Because I keep saying that one.
No.
She's still wearing a bra. It's USA.
Obviously. Oh, that's okay. And then, of course, I because those are coming across my feed, I also got I got scared for like a second, and then I realized it was just a Regina thing of someone showing Gal Gadot as the evil queen, and they pause it, and they're like, and they have Regina walk in and cross her arms, and then it's just like a video, a fan edit of like her as the evil queen over and over again, and I was just like, there is only one real good evil queen if you think about it.
Like, no, Lana and Regina is the evil queen, and like I don't disagree with the comments from like when those first clips of the Snow White movie came out, where it's like, was Lana Parrilla really that busy?
Honestly.
So like I don't disagree, but she's very happy with the Rainmaker, and this is I posted a thing the other day. I was like, I need journalists to stop asking the actors if they want to be
I
part of
saw
reboots
that.
that aren't happening. Like it's
They're
I feel
not
like
bringing Once Upon a Time back,
because like
guys.
also she has no control over this. It feels disrespectful to the reason she's there.
Yeah.
The only one that I think was like determined was the Tommy Daddario podcast because she's friends with him. That one I'm gonna assume he gave her like the questions ahead of time so she knew what to prepare. But like any other time that I keep seeing this, I'm like it's disrespectful to the reason why she's there. She's there to promote something else. She's very happy with
And
what she's doing.
if you're gonna ask a question like that, like if you want to know about previous roles,
Yeah.
in that way, I would prefer to ask the question, not, oh, would you go back to, like, would you play this if there's a reboot? The better question to ask is, out of the characters you have played on television, which one would you love to revisit the most? That is how you ask that question.
And he also asked her that.
Okay.
The one podcast. That one podcaster, he also
right.
asked her that, and she gave the best answer, which was Trina Decker from Swingtown. That's the answer.
Oh, okay.
That's the answer. That
I still haven't watched that. I need to.
You do got to watch that one. That one, because I mean, to be fair, that one was 17 years ago. It was 2008.
Can we not do math today?
But that was a case of that show. They had planned for a second season, and it would have made sense.
Yeah.
So, and like, but she's like, that one, there's still so much more story to tell with those characters. She's like, I love working with that cast. I love working with that crew. Because she worked with Grant Show on that.
Okay. But that's how you ask that question.
But that's how you ask it. But he also asked her that, and she gave the right answer, which is Trina, because that's the answer all of us want. Because that deserved another season.
I need to go watch that, but my to-do list is as long as me.
This is true. I still have
I
that
can't even
one
say my leg or my arm
fact.
now.
I know.
Oh, shit, yeah!
There's still that really... And then I have my own notes. We just go on a rant about Lana.
Well, when the episode is David.
Yeah, that's true. I have some funny lines, though, also. But the very pedantic fun fact that I was like, I make sense when I look at it. So the thing they need to wake Gold from his coma is an object that touched him before he was the Dark One. And it was very good the way they had that with Hook bringing up the cutlass and everything. And you can see the moment she steals it from him, and then so she gets that. Whether that was her intention the entire time or not remains to be seen, but you can figure out whether or not that was like what she was really after. However,
I don't think she was.
I don't think initially. I think it just worked out that way.
Yeah.
However, the sword that Hook shows to Emma is not the sword that he threatened Rumpelstiltskin with on his ship in the first part of the Crocodile flashbacks. The sword that he used had a golden handle. When Hook and Rumple have they meet again in the other flashbacks, the Crocodile years later, Rumple takes the same sword from Hook and dueled him with it because he wants to kill him with his own sword. When he teleported away after cutting off Hook's hand, he took the sword with him. That sword that Hook shows Emma, that Emma used to wake Hook, has a black handle and a completely different handle design.
Which means, though, that the other sword does exist within Rumple's belongings.
And Belle didn't know that.
We could have written that better and not have a plot hole.
Uh-huh.
Because the sword does exist in Rumple's collection.
Uh-huh.
Meaning they could have just written it differently and gotten the actual sword and there would be no plot hole.
Correct.
I hate this.
I
hate it so much. Why do you do this to me?
But isn't it a great fun fact?
Fuck you.
You're too far away. And this, back to my thing about how, like, you know, the friendship between Lana and Bex got to point where we could do this. I think you can tell our friendship has gotten to that point throughout the course of the podcast now that we realized that we didn't know each other for that long before we started.
We really didn't. It was like 6 months of friendship, and they're like, let's do this like lifelong hobby together.
Exactly. And now you have us doing this.
You're welcome, everybody. It will get more chaotic.
You're welcome.
If you thought that this would get more organized, I have some bad news.
You know what? No, it got more organized. My system for my notes got way more organized.
I meant
after
our
season
thoughts.
1. Oh, our thoughts, no. My system, my notes, definitely more organized.
No, we have a great system.
We have a fantastic system. Designed by yours truly.
Yes.
Because
Katie can't do shit like that. I make pretty things for the internet.
And I make the spreadsheets. Yin and yang. We are a matched pair.
Yeah.
Basically.
Just 800 miles away from each other.
So far.
It's too fucking far. You can't U-Haul that far, can you?
No.
I say that, but I saw a thing earlier, like, I think it was a meme or something about someone from Russia who like escaped and rode their boat all the way to another country to be with their girlfriend. Like
I
lesbians,
believe
of
it.
course. Like that
Yes.
is the most that is the epitome of
Mhm.
U-hauling. I don't
Yes.
think you want a U-haul down here. I'm sorry.
No, not really. I can't do the heat and a myriad of other things.
Yeah, I love you. I can't afford to live in New York.
Exactly. So we're at an impasse here.
We're at an impasse here.
But so I mean, I have a bunch of lines mixed in with my notes. We've got when we snap off a twig and it turns into a finger. Who's crying then?
That was a good one.
It was a good. And I said Arthur is one of those nice guys that pretends to be nice, but he's actually just an incel who kind of actually got the girl.
And that's only because the girl was,
They will explain that next week.
I have a feeling it wasn't in the nicest way.
No, it wasn't.
Can we stop doing this?
Well, because again, so I'll give clarification for this. So Lancelot,
Yes.
we thought he was dead.
We did think he was dead.
Because what Cora says exactly is, I killed him ages ago. And when they brought him back, the whole fandom was like, hey, what happened to that?
What?
What happened? And the response we got was, can we really trust what Cora says? I'm like, when someone shows up and leaves, yeah, I think we can. They're like, there's no way.
She's pretty proud of when she kills people.
Right? And like, if he was the leader and she killed him and she took his place, there is nowhere she can hide him.
No.
So like, I know you think you're doing something clever here. We think you just forgot you killed your own character.
They're like, who's the voice of reason? Lancelot, of course. Didn't he die? No.
No, because we can't. Because can we really trust Cora? But like, yeah, sometimes we can. It's like because like she really isn't in the habit of lying.
No, she likes to fully admit when she's done something heinous,
and
she's
like
proud of it.
She manipulates with the truth.
Exactly.
Like she doesn't show people like that's not how she doesn't lie like for any particular reason. So yeah, I think we can trust Cora, technically speaking. I have a whole
can't trust the writers.
You can't trust the writers. I have a whole rant about Cora when we get to 5B. It's more specifically 519. But because when there's more to her character to pick apart, is all I can say.
Which is so crazy because she's dead. I know. Underworld. I'm so excited for the Underworld. Oh my god.
I'm excited to find out how much you cry when we watch 512.
Probably a lot because
I cry a lot.
Not only
multiple times.
Not only for the episode itself, but it'll be the first time I see Barbara Hershey's face again since Beaches. So.
Oh, that's
I'll
true.
Cry. That'll be the first time.
Oh, she's alive, but not really.
Oh no. Oh no. Like think about that though. The next time I see Barbara Hershey will be the first time I've seen her since watching Beaches, which if you haven't listened to that episode, y'all should because I cry.
And I'm just going to say this. The hair they have her in the Underworld is kind of just look like that. It's a little longer, but it's kind of the same hairstyle she had at the end of Beaches.
That's hilarious.
Just a little bit. It's kind of, because like they kind of gave her Cora's like, because it's basically, she's in Cora's last outfit essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that kind of, but her hair's a little shorter. But yeah, because like their reunion is actually, you're going to cry because the moment when you realize that's the first time Cora's gotten to hug her daughter with her heart in her body and gotten to love her fully.
Oh.
It hurts. It hurts.
I'm going to cry.
There's that. 100%. There's something with Henry Sr. is going to hurt. I enjoy tormenting you with what's going to hurt in the future.
Thank you so much for that experience.
You're welcome.
I don't watch things like that usually. Like,
mm-hmm.
I told you, like, when I'm really sad, I turn on Tick, Tick, Boom because I feel like I need a reason to cry. And that is a very good reason to cry, that movie.
Yeah.
So I guess Beaches is now added to that list. I'm sitting here planning to show you stuff like The Menu with, gore and murder. And so it's satire. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We both know you love satire.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going the right direction with this.
Yeah.
When the fuck do we do that?
It's not on our schedule, but it's sometime in December. Or earlier. I don't know.
I thought it was earlier because we were like, "Ooh, it's around Halloween. It's perfect."
Oh, was it? Maybe that's the thing I left out of our schedule.
Oh no! Did you already go in and change things?
Well, let's find out.
We forget when was Beaches?
Beaches was in June.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
So
October.
actually, it might be soon. Yeah, you're right. Hang on. Let me. Here's the thing: is we have 2 different calendars.
We gotta
consolidate.
Oh
Okay, so we originally. So here's the thing: is we had the menu planned for the week after the ghost episode.
Oh.
So let's move that to the end of October.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have like a week in between. Okay, so that actually
Perfect.
Then our schedule doesn't change. Then we're
see,
good.
Now you guys know what happens behind the scenes of us trying to figure out when the fuck to talk about things.
Which means that so that means then the menu will probably for you guys be next week, give or take.
My brain had to process that for a second.
It's the end of October. We're fine.
It's August 25th.
It's fine.
I was like, next week.
It's October. Spooky, scary skeletons.
You got to do the menu at that time. Like,
no, yeah.
It's too good not to.
Mm-hmm.
No, you just freaked me out for a second because my brain didn't process.
No, we're not recording it next week.
I was like,
too busy.
I'm not ready. Also, they took it off streaming, so.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna order the DVD. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah.
But hopefully by October somebody has added it back.
Probably, yeah.
If not, I buy you the DVD because you love me.
I can rent it. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
Shush. No.
Okay. Thank you. I will accept the gift.
Thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Tell yourself you're pretty.
I'm pretty.
Now we can move on.
Okay. What are these feelings I'm having? I'm gonna go back to Once Upon a Time and complaining about David.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah,
Let's process some feelings later.
Discussion for the car.
Discussion for the car.
So David being an asshole and an idiot. I at one point
every day,
every day, but more specifically the conversation he has with Snow after Regina has the line of "You are occasionally a genius." That one worked out really nicely. But David's whole thing about how like he should be able to save his daughter. I'm like, congratulations, idiot number 1. You've made this your problem somehow. Like, it's not on you. Like, you're all working on this together. Like, you alone are not saving your daughter. This like
the fact that this one's written toxic masculinity.
It feels like Jen Espenson wrote most of this episode, but not all of it. Yeah, because I don't really.
That's how it feels.
This isn't her style to write characters this way. So
like him getting all mad and like throwing shit around in that room, and her and Snow having to be the one to calm him down. Maybe think of that like really stupid trend for a while where like the whole thing where women were like, I'm here to like change you. Like that's how it felt.
Yeah. No, it's just it felt disjointed. So it just wasn't the best entirely. So but I will say this with Emma in this arc, I liked in the basement Rumple going, have you tried kissing it out? I just thought that was funny.
It's great. I really do enjoy that aspect too.
Because this is the most truest version of Rumple we see, because he is just the dark one. There's no internal conflict. He's just because he's not really Rumple. He's the embodiment of the dark one.
We had the same brainwave.
Yes, we did. So he's more entertaining this way. He's more maniacal this way. And then you have, I think it took a couple of weeks, but I think Jen has really settled on Emma's version. I think even Emma has settled on her version of the dark one and not what she thinks the dark one should be. Because I even think this time she was more true to it. Wasn't her trying on like the costume of a dark one this week.
Yeah.
This was more serious dark one. So I think that works.
It's also a really, really good way to keep that inner monologue going because this really is an embodiment of her wrestling with the idea of being the dark one and everything that comes with, but also, yes, it does actually corrupt you. Mm-hmm. So it's a good way to show all that corruption and all of that struggle by having her actively speaking with somebody instead of it just all being kind of in her head.
Oh, yeah,
I really like how they've done that. And it keeps Robert Carlyle doing something while he's asleep.
Exactly. It gives Bobby some work.
Yeah.
So we got that. And it's a visual medium. It's the kind of thing of like, if this was a book, we wouldn't need an embodiment of a dark one that she recognized. We could have her having these thoughts with just the voice of the dark one in her head, and that wouldn't matter. But it's television. It's a very visual medium, and it makes sense that it would be the dark one she's used to talking to.
Yep.
So because
that's the only dark one she knows.
Exactly, and we'll see. Like it can be any of them. Like because we're going to meet the first dark one. We're going to see the origin of the dark one.
For that.
So that character does eventually manifest either instead of or beside Rumpelstiltskin. I'm not sure. I can't remember so much anymore. my thing with the conversation that Emma and Hook have, and when he does the whole thing about like the story, he says I was the villain in that little drama, and I'm like, I still don't think you were.
No,
especially because we're gonna see him and Mila meet in a flashback in 5B.
I don't feel like there was a villain in that story.
There isn't the villain, because like here's the thing: is everyone. It's a case of everyone's doing their best, but
Yeah.
it's just not good enough. And we'll see the context for why Mila kind of gets enamored by Hook or by Killian at that point.
How do you not?
But like also with like how respectful he is in that moment. But like you see his actions in contrast to Rumple's, and it's no wonder that she fell for him over the man she was married to. But there's also a lot of respect on Killian's side as well. So it's like no one, and yes, Rumple was just a man trying to keep his family together. Killian was trying to give the woman he loves what she wanted. That's not villainy. Yes, you
There's
taunted
some
him.
like infidelity going on, but
There's mild infidelity. Maybe the point in goes in the other guy wasn't the best way to phrase that. But
yeah.
at the end of the day, I don't think there's a villain in that story.
The heart wants what it wants.
Exactly. So I have one more rant to go on before the end of this episode. So Katie, what did you rate Siege Perilous?
So I gave plot and character 6.
Okay.
Because every reason I've already bitched about.
Mm-hmm.
I gave personal a 5. It says a
Damn.
17.
Okay.
I did not like this.
No. Okay. I'm okay with the score. I did it better. I gave it a slightly better
You were
score.
like, you never know what to expect from me.
No, I know. I honestly, I was a little afraid because I gave this such a low score. I'm like, wait, is Katie gonna love this one by accident again? Because it happened last
Dude,
time.
I almost texted you too, but I was like, I'm gonna leave this to be a surprise because like we hadn't recorded in a couple weeks, so I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this for a surprise for her, let her really enjoy this, and get like the actual reaction from you. Because like if I really love something or really hate something, I tend to text you. We know
this is true.
I was like, I'm not gonna do it this time. I want to surprise her.
Yeah. Okay.
So what did you think?
I gave it 6s for plot and personal because there's no plot whatsoever, give or take.
Yeah.
And personal, I was checking my phone the whole time, like
Me too.
truthfully. Character, I did give it an 8 though. I think because we're seeing the beginnings of a lot of growth arcs that I know is coming.
See, I don't have that context.
No, exactly. That's the thing. Is like, and so actually, it was actually originally a 7 for plot. It lost another plot point because of Lancelot.
Well, because I forgot about that aspect. I'm not gonna lie. Like I knew Lancelot was dead.
Yeah,
but I forgot about like most of that. Like people ask me about like, what you think about this thing in season 2? And I'm like, let me find that episode.
We watched that so long ago.
That was a long time ago. I don't have an answer
so
for
long
you.
Ago. Yeah.
Like,
so that lost an extra plot. So that one gets a 20 in total, which is like an okay
I did
score.
lower.
You did lower, but I like this. I like this better than last week, like marginally so. So the only thing is like that that just bothered me was just everything to do with Arthur's squire. Because like, sure, let's joust with a pickup truck. That makes sense.
Also, that would have like killed the guy with that speed.
Absolutely would have killed the guy. So, and then we have the Agrabah Viper, which does not just disintegrate you into green smoke. Like, truthfully, I guess the last time we saw it being used, it was being injected, not drank. But like, I think
got
it's
rid
more
of the evidence too. Like,
I guess, but it's Arthur's logic. I like this place. I must rule it. Like, no, my dude, no.
I mean, can you get more mail?
I mean, this is true, but it was just so everything about that. It detracts from the actual plot because the actual plot of this episode is just waking Rumple, and that's what they did.
Yep,
that's all we get. Because even the only plot we actually get in this episode is Arthur's actually a villain and Rumple's awake, and her plan is to turn him into a hero. That's all we get.
And David still can't help but feed his ego.
Basically that. So it's just there's not a whole like it's a case of like there is such slow buildup, and there are some world building aspects that we needed out of these couple of episodes for the rest of them to make sense going forward. Like I understand that, but it's just like I feel like this soon into the arc we shouldn't have this much filler. It feels weird to have filler for two out of your first 3 episodes. So
yeah,
especially when you only have 11 episodes of your arc. Because it'll create a case where the end of the arc feels so ramped up because you're getting all of the plot in episodes like 8, 9, 10, and 11.
I have no context yet. So
Yeah,
I
you
would
will.
love to see how this goes, because that like feels like a lot of filler and not enough.
It's a lot of little things that keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
Like they're layering on top of each other, and in hindsight, it does make sense, but it does make for first time viewing to be like, why should I care?
See, and
So,
I'm only still stuck in this because like I like Peter Pan.
mm-hmm,
I like the story of Peter Pan, but I'm also not a child anymore.
mm-hmm.
Arthurian, you can get a little bit more into it because it's for all
There's
ages and
there's
there's
so many
enough for
layers to it.
everybody. There's so
Yeah.
many layers. And so with that, I feel like that's what's still keeping me here
No,
is
that's
the
fair.
fact that I know so much of it, that I grew up on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it so much. I do actually want to see this iteration of it. Unlike the
Yeah.
last one where I was like, Peter Pan's evil and I don't know why. Arthur is evil, he's a man.
No, that's fair. That's exactly it. He's evil. He's a man. He's a king. Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, that completely makes sense. Look at any man in power right now. Thank you all for listening. Join us next time when we discuss Bob's Burgers Season 9, Episode 19, Longtime Listener, First Time Bob, and Episode 20, The Gene Mile. Don't forget to like, rate, and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can be notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us at OBDYK_pod on Instagram and Blue Sky. And if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can find the link for more details in our show notes.
This has been an episode of Okay, But Did You Know? A TV and media podcast. It was hosted by Lauren and Katie and edited by Lauren.